everyone. It's absolutely spiffy to be speaking to you today, and I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. This is God's Beloved 101. So today we're going to be talking about the love of God. I know we've talked about the love of God before, but today we're going to be talking about how to love God back. And the thing is, for a long time, we have operated under the law. And under the law, it's always about me loving God. Like, how do I love God? Sometimes you're told, love God. You can love God with all your might, all your strength, and all your might. But you're just like, how do I do that? You want to do that, but you just find yourself doing the opposite. So today we're going to be talking about how do you get yourself to love God back. And I'm just going to be taking you through a powerful illustration that I experienced personally. It was just like a confirmation, a direct confirmation of something that I was learning at the time, and I'm really excited because that was like God confirming right there and then that this is it. So we were at a volleyball session. I play volleyball. So we were stretching and we're stretching our legs. So naturally there's this stretch that we do, and you stand on one leg, and then so for me, for some reason, I have one stable leg and then the other one that's really unstable. So I was there and I was standing on my left leg like that, and then I was just like hopping around everywhere. It was like, okay, let's go. You know the time when you have that coughing fit and everybody's just looking at you and you want to stop but you can't? That was me. I was hopping around, hopping everywhere, and then my coach came to me and he's like, yo. So I'm busy there. I'm just hopping around like, yo. I'm just waiting for the seconds to pass, and then my coach comes and then he's like, why don't you look for a black spot on the floor and just focus on that spot and don't look away. Just focus on that black spot. Just keep looking at it. So that's what I did. I was there, I was hopping around, and then all of a sudden now I focused on that black spot, and then suddenly all of a sudden I was stable. And for me that was like a miracle. I'm like, what's going on? Like, it was just too much for me. It was like supernatural things here. So I was like, but what's going on? It's like when you focus on that fixed spot, it makes you stable. And for me that was like a whole new revelation now to the things I was learning at the time, because I realized that most of the times we want to love God and we're focusing on our love for Him. But the thing is, when we focus on our love for Him, we never get to the point where we're perfect and we become stable in loving Him, because our love for God is not perfect. Our love for God is always fluctuating. I mean, you can go Sunday really high, and then Monday it's going down, and then you listen to some nice TV program on TV and it goes up, and then next day. So it's just like always fluctuating. It's never constant. But then God's love for us, it's constant all the time, and it's like, oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's always there, always at an all-time high. And that's the amazing thing about the love of God. And sometimes the thing is, we don't focus on the love of God. Although it's a black spot, is there, because we're not focusing on it and you're looking everywhere. You're busy hopping around and you're on that one leg, you're hopping around, you can't stay on one spot. But when you focus on His love for you, because it's constant, and you focus, you put all your focus, you stop looking everywhere, then you become stable. So is this you making effort to be stable? Because when I was making effort to be stable, I wasn't becoming stable by making effort to be stable. I mean, I was there putting all my effort, trying to be stable. I mean, you're just like, I wish I could just stop, but you just keep going and going and going, and then until you focus. So when you focus on that one black spot that's constant, that's what helped me to achieve my stability. And so it's the same thing with us. Today we're really trying to love God, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to love God. Really, we're all sincere. We want to love God with all our hearts. We want to love Him with all our strength and all our might. But we can't do it by ourselves. We can't do it by our own strength. The thing is, the secret is not in wanting to love God and trying and making all your effort, your level best to love God. The secret is in you focusing on His love for you. And when you focus on His love for you, His love for you is constant. It's always at an all-time high. And you focusing on it will help you to actually become stable in loving Him as well. So this is the thing. Pete, if you look at him, he was also one of those people who wanted to love God. And there was nothing wrong how he wanted to love God. I mean, he wanted to love God and he loved God. And he was there and he was boasting of his love for Jesus. And he was like to the other disciples were there and he was busy saying, oh guys, if all these other disciples forsake you, I will never forsake you, Jesus. I will always go. Wherever you go, I'll follow you. Oh, Jesus, I love you. Even if all these other guys leave you, I'll never leave you. He was boasting of his love for Jesus. But look, you fast forward I don't know, there was a few hours or a few days later, he was the one to deny Jesus 3 times. So it shows that in all our willingness, in all our wanting to love God, by ourselves, in our own strength and in our own might, we can't do it. In our own self-effort, we can't love God. Because even when you think you're loving God, you will get to a point where you realize that no, your love for God is not perfect, and it can never be perfect. But what is perfect is His love for you. Let's go and then look at another disciple, John. On the other hand, Peter, when he's boasting that I love Jesus, even if all these forsake you, just I love you, I'll never leave you. John is there, busy writing in his gospel. Before I thought like it was like a thing, and it was like everybody knew that he's a disciple that Jesus loved. But it looked like, you look at the gospels and you find out that he's only one. He was the one who was writing in his own gospel that I'm the disciple that Jesus loves. So you find that the people that feel loved, the people that are loved, they're not loved because they really loved, or they are specially loved, or they are the favorites. No, they just know that they're loved. And Jesus loved all of his disciples. But John knew it. And John was conscious of it. And that's why he was bold enough to actually be going and lying on Jesus' bosom. So you find that they actually quoted that he would go even when they're eating, and he would go and lie on Jesus' bosom like that. And you find that that was like him declaring that I am the beloved of Jesus. And that's what you need to do. Jesus loves you. God loves you. And you need to know it. So when you know it, don't just know it, you need to believe it, and you need to be acting like it. So this is the thing. Sometimes when you're getting out of your house, instead of just, rushing and you focusing on everything else, and everything else is the things that make you distressed and make you depressed, focus on His love. And as you focus on His love, it enables you now to have this new confidence, this new smile on your face that does not depend on who has done what and who's the same much to you. You don't even depend on who has done what, who's thinking what, and you have this new confidence, this new self-esteem that comes from the fact that you are aware that God loves me, and I mean, He loves me like the most high God loves me. What else? What else matters? There's nothing else that matters. So you just get into the point where you always think of His love. And when you focus on His love for you, you forget everything else, and everything else becomes blurry. So that's the thing. Sometimes the devil wants you to focus on everything else. He wants you to focus on look at yourself. And when you're introspective and you're looking at yourself, you're never gonna feel adequate. You're always gonna feel like you're not enough, and you're always going to keep going back to the place of depression. But when you focus on His love, if you look at the Samaritan woman, when she was loved by Jesus and she felt that love, because Jesus, even when He revealed her sins to her, He was showing her that I love you and I'm talking to you, because even though I know that you're a sinner, I'm still talking to you. And after that, after she had experienced that love, she became an instant evangelist, and now she was going out and spreading the word. And it wasn't even about her anymore, because you find that even when she was talking, like even the fact that she was at the well at that time, it was her trying to avoid the other women because she felt like an outcast, because she was a sinner. But now, after Jesus spoke to her, and she now was not looking at herself, she was now looking at Jesus. And now when you focus on Jesus, it's no longer about you anymore. And that introspection, that depression that comes when you just look at yourself, it stops. And now you move on and you start doing things that you don't do all the time. You start going out and evangelizing. And those people that you've been avoiding for a long time, all of a sudden you have the boldness to go tell them that, come see a man that told me all about myself. Come see the Messiah. I have found the Messiah. So now it's like you have this thing that happens when you focus on His love. So right now I just want to encourage you, just like John did. Don't boast of your love for God. Boast of His love for you. Because John, you find that when he was there and he was lying at Jesus' bosom, Peter, the one who was boasting of his love for God, was asking John, please ask him who's going to betray him, because he didn't feel close. So when you don't feel loved, when you want to boast of your love for God, you don't feel that close. But when you boast of His love for you, then you feel close and you have the boldness to go and be on Jesus' bosom, because you know that He loves you. So right now, I just want to encourage you. Don't forget, He loves you. Don't focus on your love, because your love is never constant. Your love is going to keep you hopping around, because you can't, when you're focusing on your love, it's not constant, it's fluctuating all the time. And that way, you means that all the time, you're focused on something that's not constant. And when you're not focused on something that's constant, you're hopping around. You can't be constant. So today, I just want you to know that God loves you. Don't be focusing on your love for God. Focus on His love for you. And as you focus on His love for you, as you get out of your house, look at yourself in the mirror and you know, that's God's beloved. And then you walk out, you even have that step, you have the confidence, even to be waving like the queen, because you know, I mean, if He thinks the world of me, everybody else just, like, even if they don't want me, God still wants me. And that's the thing. You focus on His love, it enables you to not take exploits. You focus on His love, you start to love Him back. And you find that even at the cross, at the foot of the cross, while Peter, the one who was boasting of his love for God, he denied Jesus. But John was at the foot of the cross. John was at the foot of the cross. When everyone else, I don't know where the other disciples were, but John was there at the foot of the cross. And Jesus was like, John, look at your mother. And he was there to comfort, he was there to comfort Jesus at a time when he really needed him the most. So, you want to love God? Don't be trying to make effort. Making effort is a thing of the past, it's a thing of the law. It's about your performance. No, grace supplies. So as you just focus on His love, the love for God is supplied to you by you focusing on what He's already done because He loves you. So I hope you guys really, really understood this, and I hope you be getting out and you feel that love, and don't be thinking that He loves all of us. Be thinking that He loves me specifically. Don't be trying to put yourself under this umbrella. No, it's not about the umbrella. It's about you specifically. He loves you, and He would have died for you, even if you were the only one. So I hope you guys really understood this, and I'm really excited. Like, I'm God's beloved. So I hope you guys also feel that you're God's beloved. Okay? So if you like this video, just like, subscribe, and share. It's alright. See you next time.